welcome to Forbidden Planet TV. I'm Andrew Sumner, and I am privileged to be joined once more by an old friend of Forbidden Planet, Emilia Clarke. How are you, mate?
Oh, I'm doing so well, thank you. How are you?
I'm super well, and I've been very well since we last met. That was a very hot summer, wasn't it?
It was a very hot summer. Oh yeah.
Man, that heat, too much to be wearing a prisoner-esque black jacket, that's for sure. And since we last spoke, we're now looking at the collected edition of your epic 3-part comic book series, Mother of Madness, MOM Mother of Madness, out soon in mid-November, I think, from our friends at Image Comics. Now, looking back on this project and looking back on the reception, how do you feel about it?
I mean, amazed. I feel so lucky to have made this. It's kind of, it started as a mental idea and now is a collector's edition. Like, that's wild. That's absolutely wild.
And when we last spoke, we were talking about the genesis of the project and how you came up with Maya's unique power set and what you hoped to achieve by creating the character of Maya and what you were trying to address in the way female characters are often depicted within comics.
Yes.
Now that you're on the other side of that journey, how do you feel about it all? Now it's all collected into one edition.
Yeah, I mean, seeing the story as one whole thing, which is obviously how I wrote it. I wrote it as one beginning, middle, and end. It's just that it's been separated into 3 different editions. I feel like just satisfied with her journey. You know, I feel like we went the full gambit of possibilities for her in this first introduction of Maya, Mother of Madness. And I feel really overjoyed at how all the other characters came out and about how our villain was portrayed. I mean, I'm just so into it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Do you know what I thought was inspired was her costume. I just absolutely loved the route you went down there. I thought that was fantastic.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, I wanted so much for her to be a female superhero that was not in lycra.
Yeah,
that was my main MO, is that I wanted that. And she was a single mother, and she's, you know, she's got to practically live her life. So I wanted her to be able to be free and comfortable to move and to fight the baddies and to look fabulous all at the same time. So yeah, I feel really happy with how the costume turned out.
But I thought also it was a question of addressing fashion through a female rather than the male prism. Yeah, so there was functionality and beauty in the clothing, but also tremendously wearable. There was none of the usual comic book cheesecake dynamic to it.
Yeah, no, again, that was kind of the other thing. I wanted this comic to feel and look really different to what's already there. That's kind of the whole point of it. And so I needed her costume to reflect that, to reflect the way that she lives her life and the person that she is. And so then maybe when people decide to do cosplay, they're actually like, oh, I feel really comfortable in this.
Like you do, yeah. No, you're doing the cosplayers of the world a huge favor, having created this character in the first place. You know, again, you know, kind of clean, you know, clean lines, easy to implement, looks beautiful. When you look back on one of the things I think that makes this book really stand out is the dialogue, which we talked about the last time that we met. It's incredibly sharp. It absolutely has that Fleabag meets Deadpool quality to it, which I know you're striving for, but you and Marguerite have super delivered that.
Oh, thank you.
But it's very rich in its character set. I mean, the lead character herself is an amazing character, Maya. Who else, when you look back on this first edition, who are your favorite characters, Maya notwithstanding, in addition to
Henrietta is like 100% my girl. Like I loved, yeah, she just makes me so happy. So that's, and then Lucille, Lucille was a huge, trying to get her right and trying to toe the right line with her as a villain was brilliant fun. Really good fun. So I feel like those two are my top 2.
I thought you walked that razor's edge with Lucille extremely well. I just think it's beautiful, actually. And do you have any plans for any further adventures?
Well, I mean, never say never is what I keep saying. Let's see how this does. Let's see where the dust settles. Let's see what people's appetite is for it.
truly spoken like as somebody who's had a whole career working on projects where you can never answer that question explicitly, right? You know, and now I completely get that. If you had the chance to adapt this story into other media, is that something you'd be interested in doing?
Well, this is the thing. I always say that this isn't why I did it. If that is where Mother of Madness is destined to go to, cool. But I think cross that bridge as and when.
Yeah. So I've got a recommendation for you, which you're free not to take, which is, there's a friend of mine who excels in doing audio adaptations of books. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he's called Dirk Maggs. He's just adapted, he's in the middle of adapting The Sandman for Audible. Yeah. Nice. And I was thinking about your book. It's so dialogue heavy.
Yeah.
Which is James McAvoy and Kat Dennings and a bunch of people are in that. But your book is so dialogue heavy in a good way that I actually think an audio adaptation would work really well. So I think you need to be hooked up with Dirk. Seriously, almost, you know, he's famous for doing this stuff. But I think because the beauty of radio, right, is that it's the theatre of the mind, and you can go to wherever you want.
No, exactly. That's a genius suggestion. Thank you so much.
Well, I try my best, Emilia. It's very kind of you to say so. But it could be, you know, it could just be an interesting conversation, I think, because like we were saying, it pops with so much great dialogue. And I don't know, I can hear somebody like yourself, for example, absolutely killing the delivery on all that stuff.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
And now that you're basking in the warm glow of the imminent release of the collected edition of MOM Mother of Madness, which everybody listening to this conversation can order from the links attached to this conversation, what are you working on next, mate?
Well, I'm going to be doing a play.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm doing a play in London, I think in the summer.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait. Yeah, that'll be awesome, actually. And have you got any movie, TV projects lined up? Anything you can talk about?
Well, I'm on a Marvel job, and so that will be completed at some point.
Brilliant, brilliant. I love that. I would love to be able to ask you more about that right now, but I won't, because I know how these things work.
Yeah, but, I'll get taken out. Someone will just remove me from this.
For sure. Yeah. Kevin Feige's baseball cap will appear in the background, and that'll be that.
Yeah.
Everyone here at FP really loves the book, and it's a treat to stock it. And I don't know anybody thus far who's read it and hasn't truly enjoyed what you've done. The humor's absolutely spot on, and just, you know, to have that level of humor in a superhero book, I think is quite an exceptional thing to deliver. So, you know, well done, mate. Such a great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And thanks for joining us. And I really hope there is going to be another series from our friends at Image. And once again, I've been talking to Emilia about the collected edition of MON, Mother of Madness, available from the links attached to this conversation. You take care, mate. It's lovely to see you again.
Thank you so much. You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you're enjoying watching Forbidden Planet TV and you're enjoying watching us talk to the world's most interesting and accomplished filmmakers, authors, artists, musicians, creators, subscribe right here. See you soon.